Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. Today we're going to do my January completed savings challenge allocation. Let's just kind of go over quick what I ended up finishing on my Monday videos. I completed a total of $1,056 of challenges. Thursday video, I completed 1,215. Friday video, 628, Saturday videos, 429, and my wedding savings, $181 for a total of $3,509 saved for the month of January. And what I like to do is some of the sinking funds that I'm saving for when it comes to like yearly payments, something that I got to have by a certain, I'm not taking money in and out of it. It's not revolving. So it's just kind of a savings goal. I'm using the sinking funds tracker from April's Fresh Start. I did kind of change this around. I reprinted it, and I'm kind of trying to simplify stuff. Now, I do have a bucket in my Ally account. So I have a bucket for annual bills, campsite dues, Christmas, HSA, lawn care, meat restock, membership, and emergency fund. But I'm also saving for other categories like home maintenance, car maintenance, pet emergency, things like that. And that stuff kind of can change. You could be taking money in and out of it. If we end up doing some home repairs or home updates, that's going to be coming out of there. If my pet has an emergency, money is going to be coming out of there. Camper maintenance, if something needs to be worked on the camper, that's going to be coming out. So then I don't keep it on this tracker. And I'm actually simplifying stuff too. I kind of changed it up this month. I don't know if I'm going to keep track of my balances on paper anymore. Since I use Ally, I can just pull up my Ally account and see what my balance is in that account. And then I also like to use the Every Dollar app, which is a free app. There's a free version of that app, and I really, really like it. It's by Dave Ramsey. You can pay for like a subscription with it, and I've done that before, which makes things easier. It'll directly link to your bank account, and you can automatically download your transactions and stuff. But I just keep track of my transactions in an Excel sheet. And then at the end of the month, I go ahead and subtract. So let's say I'll keep track of all of my expenses. So let's say for the total of the month of September, I spent $300 on clothing. Well, I'm not going to put all my clothing transactions. I'll just go into my app and say I spent $300 in clothing at the end of the month. So I kind of keep track of my spending in an Excel sheet that adds up my categories for me. So it adds up what I spend in groceries. So when I put it on my tracker, I just put the total for that month, if that makes sense. So for annual bills, I used to have this broken down into like my auto insurance, property taxes. Okay, so for annual bills, I used to have it broken down where I'd have a bucket for auto insurance, home insurance, property taxes, things like that. Now I just went ahead and did one thing with annual bills. So I just have one bucket in my Ally account called annual bills. I'm almost a year in advance caught up anyway. So I feel like I don't have to have these broken down. And plus they're not all due at the same time. So my goal is to have this fully funded at the end of the year. So I have the money to pay everything in 2027. So to pay all my annual bills, I need $15,600. So each box is $1,300. So I am putting $1,300 out of these completed challenges. I am putting $1,300 towards my bills. Campsite dues, I did end up keeping that separate. So we are putting, am I doing? Yep, I am doing campsite dues. So we actually are kind of a little bit of ahead on this one. We're already into April. So if I wanted to hold off on stuffing that in the next couple months, I could. I do need to start saving up for Christmas. I need to get that ready. I'm going to start a new book that I got from Busy Lizzie Budgets. HSA. Well, I do have down here, we're putting $100 in camper maintenance. So what I will do is I'll go in my Ally account. I will transfer all my money from my savings challenges go into like a core savings bucket. I will transfer $100 from my core savings bucket into my camper maintenance. So HSA, which is our health savings account, we have a high deductible insurance. And so we can put in, I believe it's $8,750 dollars for a family. So I'm going to go ahead and put 730. So same with these, I'll take $730 from my core bucket and transfer it into my HSA bucket in my Ally account. Let's see here. Lawn is going to get 125. We have somebody come out 4 times a year to do a weed and feed. They have to treat about 2.5 acres that we have them do. Lawn, let's see, meat restock, 335. I am putting something in that. We actually did buy a whole beef from my daughter's boyfriend's dad. So we actually purchased a whole beef, which is going to increase our price. We're going to need more, like around $4,000 instead of $2,000. So we are ahead of the game on the meat restock. Membership, that's going to be like our golf membership. I am putting $100 in there. And then I am not doing anything for emergency fund yet because I am working on some really big challenges. And I think that's how I'm going to kind of fund this emergency fund. So the other thing I put that isn't on this tracker, I transferred $228 over to my home maintenance account. I transferred $50 into pet emergency, and then I transferred $181 into my wedding bucket and Ally. So that I just kind of try to keep it simple. I am more of a digital person. I do like pen and paper, but I feel like things in my life are getting a little busy right now. And so I'm just trying to simplify my life a little bit. But the other thing I'm going to work on is my penny challenge that I got from Hey K Budgets. So here are her trackers. And I'm going to go ahead and count up this change. I'm going to probably put on some music and fast forward you guys. And I will be right back with the grand total of my change. All right, that is all that I have for you guys. And then I totally did not, let's see here, I have 304 plus 3.03 plus 3.02 plus 3.01. So I think I had around $14.87. And that is all that I have for you guys. We have a long ways to go on these trackers, but I am knocking off the higher one. So the next highest is $3. So this should start going a little quicker once we get probably out of this one. It'll start going a little quicker. But that is all that I have for you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.